England, 1051. A procession led by Count Eustace II de Boulogne, a close friend of King Edward the Confessor, enters Dover. This courteous visit was a result of an almost 30-year-long acquaintance that dates back to the king's exile to Normandy. Eustace's cortege was safeguarded by a famous fencer, Wilburg of Normandy. Many believed he was Edward's out-of-wedlock son. The gossip burgeoned, chiefly due to the king's habit of booking the kirk for his repentful prostration. Thus, in the corridors, Edward was criticized for spending most of his time in church, not in the royal bedroom, favoring prayer over dalliance. It was Count de Boulogne whose name was made with debauchery, and his manifestation was nothing short of a bad omen for British people. Eustace II and Wilburg demanded a judgment on the assailants, with retribution in mind. Edward the Confessor's decision was hasty, and he demanded chastisement. Demand was the only thing he could do. After all, the punishment on the subject can only be followed by their liege. And in this case, that happened to be me. I refused to reciprocate, telling the king that they were in their rights to defend their families against Eustace's pitiful behavior. Of course, in my speech, I omitted the information that the attack was executed on my command. With his decision undermined, Edward's only choice was to face his strongest lord. That is me, Godwin of Kent. To do so, he had to gather many more forces than he already had. The bastard was successful. Siward and Leofric will be able to assist the king in the upcoming war. In Laud, Wilburg was greeted in the royal courtyards, only to be relegated to another errand. Someone had to round Edward's keepings to recruit rookies for his new army. A small squad led by Wilburg was selected to avoid attention, but Wilburg's fame made this news hard to contain. Eventually, his mission was made known to me, and I knew exactly what I had to do to make his life harder. Edward the Confessor was in awe. As a token of his gratitude, he gave Wilburg his own sword. Bastard's cheeks were shaking with joy like a little boy's jowls. I think in this act, Wilburg saw something paternal. He was ready to move mountains for the king, and soon Edward's army was ready. If it wasn't for one very small detail. Supplies from the royal armory were delayed, and without the right weapons, Edward had a ghost of a chance in defeating me. Someone must have made it to Peterborough to hustle the smiths. Someone trusted by the king, and foolish enough to be at the king's beck and call. Wilburg of Normandy hit the road again. It was my cue to move. When Wilburg was busy fixing the armory, Edward was left unprepared, ill-equipped, and without his best guard. That was my best chance to strike against the king, and our forces were to meet by Gloucester. I was sure Wilburg couldn't make it, even if he tried hasting his forces with a whip. We were about to enter the battlefield, and Wilburg of Normandy was nowhere to be seen. Victory was mine.
Brothers, sons of England, I am Edward, son of Ethelred, your king. Godwin has gathered traitors, criminals, thieves, and rapists. This so-called army is nearing our position right now. They hope to catch us off guard, to take our land, our freedom, and our lives. Friends, this battle is not only to kill Godwin and destroy his army. Today, we fight to prove that peace cannot be taken away from us. His will cannot be imposed on us. I will be proud to lead you, my warriors, into battle. Hold your weapons! On position! Take formation!
The war is over at last. Our country can finally live in peace now.
Look, it's Godwin, and he's alive. You will regret your deeds. Imprison him!
I was wrong. The bastard had more in him than I ever anticipated. He swept through the battlefield like a thunder. A messiah Edward was praying for. The battle was lost. I underestimated Wilburg, never considering him a worthy opponent. After all, you can't reason with emotions. Yet, ironically, that affection led to Wilburg's demise. Believing he was saving his father, the bastard took an arrow with Edward's name on it. However, the king was already victorious, and Wilburg never became either a martyr or a hero. Not even a son. Just another casualty. And history has no gentle way in dealing with the beaten. But I did not intend to stay defeated. I had to make sure that the name of Godwin of Kent will be remembered and down in history books as the one who set Britain on fire.